Alright guys, welcome to this tutorial. So today we are going to be setting up the scene. In the previous tutorial we did the materials for the bottle. So today we're going to be setting up the scene. So I'm in the shading tab and here you can see this environment we have here. This is what we call an Hdri, which stands for High Dynamic Range Image. And you can get these from sites like HDRI Haven. I'll leave a link down in the description for you to check it out. So what this does is it gives realistic lighting to your scene. If we don't use this, we can actually add lights to our scene by ourselves and try to make the realistic lights ourselves. But um, unless you know how to do it well, like you are really good in it, you are not going to get the best results at first. Maybe you might get it by chance, but not at first. So that's why we use the HDRI. It gives us realistic lighting. That's basically it. Okay, so we're going to set up our scene first. Let's change the. Okay, let's come to your render properties tab and scroll down to color management. And here we're going to change the look from none to high contrast. This is going to just increase the contrast, brighten things up, brighten the colors of our scene. Yeah, so this looks okay. So now we're going to start with the background here. So let's change the material from white. Let's make it black. Let's also make it the same material as this one. Okay, let's just make it its own material. There's no problem there. Okay. Oh, you know what? Let's make it the same material. Yeah, this is material one. Let's change this to, yeah, let's make it the same one. Okay, so now what we are going to do is I want us to be able to just move the whole bottle rather than selecting each object of the bottle. So to do this, first let's hide this one. Let me go into the layout tab so that you can, okay. So first, let's hide this one. Press H to hide. Good. And now let's hide this one. So this is one, we don't need this anymore in our scene. So what we're going to do is we're going to add what we call an empty. An empty is basically something that we use to control stuff. It's like an object. You can scale it, move it, rotate it anyhow you want. But I use this normally to control stuff in the scene. You'll see what I mean by that very soon. So I'm just going to scale it. I want it to be the shape of the bottle. I just want it to be like that. Okay. And scale this on the x-axis. Great. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select everything in the bottle. I'm going to select everything in the bottle. Oh, selecting the empty too. For some reason it's also selecting the empty. Okay. Everything in the bottle and you select the empty and hit Control P to set the parents to object, and we're going to keep transform. What this means is these are the children and this is the parents. So wherever the parent moves, the children also move. That's it. So and also I want to add all this into, I want to make them have their own collection. So let's name this bottle. So now if I just put this off, everything goes off. Put this on, it comes back. Great, 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 great. Let's add our things back. And okay, I think we can start doing stuff. So let's send this away first. I'm going to add a cylinder, and I'm going to scale the cylinder down, rotate on the x-axis 90 degrees, and scale it up a bit more. Scale it on the y-axis, scale it down, move it, okay. Now I want the camera to face this, so I'm going to hit Control Alt 0 to make the camera face this. I'm going to take the camera G and Y on the Y axis to move it back. Okay, and I'm going to use this the focal length. I'm going to increase the focal length to zoom in to the scene. Okay, okay, cool. So let's go back to our cylinder here. So we're going to go into edit mode, and we're going to delete the two faces. Yeah, and yeah, I'm going to delete the faces. Make it this way. Now we're going to come here, add a modifier, add a Subdivide modifier. I'm going to increase the thickness, decrease it, depending on how I want it. So let's go back. Okay. So I think this this is okay. Yeah, this is enough. And I'm going to apply this. When I apply it, it gives us geometry. This geometry to work with. Before I apply it, it's not going to be there. See, now after I apply it, it comes back. So I'm going to select all these, and I'm going to bevel these. So okay, not even that. Let's add subdivision surface. I'm going to increase this to about 2, 3. Okay. Now we're going back here. Going to add a loop cut to bring this up a bit. You know what? Let's rather this be the view, and let's bring this here so I can see. Okay. Okay, cool. I'm going to do the same thing to the outer parts. And yeah. Okay. Now shift, but let's bring the camera back a little and move it up and scale this to a bit. Okay, let's shift D to duplicate. We're going to go into this one, and for this one we're going to select the faces. Okay, we're going to scale this down first. So let's select the faces here, scale it to go inside. Good. And let's bring it out so you can see what we're working with better. Okay, and I'm going to scale this. Let's go back in. Oh, okay, I've seen the problem. I was wondering why things weren't. Okay, now this is better. Let's disable this so I can see what. Okay. Oh, I see the problem now. So let's just shift D again, and here we are going to go here. Going to select. Use the edge select. Select these. Select this. Select this. And last one. Okay, I didn't do it for the back. So going to move this inside of it. Okay. Okay, I think this is okay. This is okay for now. So going to the material side, for the one outside, the outer circle, the outer cylinder, whatever I want to call it, let's change the color and make this completely metallic. Now for this one, we're going to make this animation. We're going to add an animation shader. It's going to emit light into our scene. So we can use materials for that. So we come here, click on surface and look for emission. We're going to change this to this and increase the brightness to 10. And as you can see, our rim lights already coming. It's already showing. Let's move to bring it. Okay, that's okay. That's cool for our scene now. So now it's time for the cloth simulations. Okay, so to do that, first let's make this. Let's make this your own thing. Cylinder lights. Okay. So for the cylinder, okay. So now let's add a cylinder. Scale it down. So this is going to be our stand. What the cloth is going to interact with. You'll see it soon enough. Let's bring this down. Scale this again. I think it's okay. Going to edit mode. Add subdivision surface. Add a loop cut over here to bring it up, down, up, down, then another subdivision, shade smooth, and I think that's okay. I'm going to apply this. All right, so let's disable the bottle. We don't want the bottles to be there, so just want this. Let's bring it a bit forward. Now we are moving to the real thing, the cloth simulation. So we'll add a plane. I'm going to scale it down a bit. I think we'll scale it down again and rotate it on the z-axis. Increase the height a bit. This is okay. So let's click the cloth. Come here to physics properties. We're going to add a cloth tab. You click on the cloth tab. Just add this. And we'll come here. Click on collision. What the collision does is, you see, if the cloth is going to fall, right? And if I don't add a collision to this, it's going to just pass through it. It's not going to recognize it as something that it has to interact with. So I don't want that. So I want it to interact with this. So I'm going to add a collision to this, which I've already done. And this is going to interact with this such that this will collide with this and will like behave like a cloth if it were to collide with this. I'm going to also add a collision to this side. And I think I have to increase the, yes, I think this is a bit better. Good. So I think everything is set. Okay. So now we're going to come down, click on the cloth, come down to here, click this, bring, set this to 50 or any reasonable number of frames you want to let the simulation play for, and bake to all dynamics. So this might take some time, so I'm going to cut this part out so that you don't have to wait for me. Oh, oh yeah, guys, something very, very important I forgot to tell you. You have to go with the plane selected, go to edit mode and right click to subdivide. So you subdivide the edges 50 times. 50 times. I'm going to use 50. You can use whatever number you want, but you should just have a lot of um, subdivisions in there, because if you don't have a lot of subdivisions, it's not going to behave well the way you want. Okay, so now we can pick to all dynamics. So this might take some time again, so I'm going to cut. Okay, guys, we are back. So my simulation worked out. So this is how it came first. So what I did was I just added a subdivision modifier and increased the levels to 3 to make it look smoother. Now I can also shade smooth, and yeah, that's it. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to add, let's change the material first. I'm going to make this black, and also we're going to increase the roughness to like 1. 1 is okay. If you want, you can add more stuff to this, like more textures. So for instance, an I have an image texture of fabric. So I can just use this one for the height and for the bump, for the height and for the roughness. So rough, hey. So just going to add a bump node here, connect the color to the height, and also add a color ramp. Okay, no, it doesn't matter for now. Use the strength a bit before putting it inside, and bam, that's it. So you can increase this, hit Control T. If your node wrangler add-on is enabled, just hit Control T. If you don't have that enabled, come to preferences and go to add-ons and just type node wrangler and make sure it's enabled. That's it. So what I'm going to use, I'm going to increase the size of this. So let's go 10 by 10 by 10. So we can't even see, yes. The point is, yeah, now it's okay. I think it's okay for me now. Alright, so I think this is okay. So now let's just apply the cloth modifier and apply the subdivision. I can bring this down, and also we can take this away from our scene now. I can bring the bottle back in, move it along the z-axis to make it stand on it. Okay, so let's also increase these a bit. Let's scale them up. Okay, and for the camera, let's also move it up and out. Okay, good, good, good. So we can add more details to the cloth if you like. Right now looks okay, but we can add more details. To do that, we just come, select the cloth, make sure you've applied all the modifiers before you do this. Select the cloth, come in here, and we can just add stuff now. So let's bring the strength down, and wait, have I even selected? Yeah, I send the strength down too much. So yeah, you can see now. So we can just use this like brush, just brush over it to create some small, add details to it, you know. This one. Yeah, just keep doing this. Just going to keep doing this for a while. Okay, now let's go back to the shading tab. Sorry, layouts. Yes, let's see how this looks now. Yeah, okay. So now this is okay. This is great. This is great. So now let's add lights to our scene. Just some small lights. Let's come here. Shift A. Add a light. I'm going to add an area light. Send it up. Bring it to about this side. rotate it along so it just shines. Okay, good. This okay. Scale it down, and we're going to make it this. Good, good, good. Let's bring the power down a bit. Oh, I know what, we can even do something cool. Come here to the world settings, which, so because we're using an HDRI, this is the strength of the HDRI. We can reduce this to like 0.5, so it makes it darker. Yeah. So yeah, we can just hit render for this now. And oh yeah, before that, let's make sure everything's working well. Okay. Okay. So I want to add bloom to this. I want to make it bright, and we're going to use the compositor to do that. So select the compositor, add um, a denoise node to remove the noise from the image. I'm going to add a glare node to make it to give it that bloom effect. You see what I mean when I render it out, so don't worry. So connect the image to the image, this to this, and finally this to this. You can also add a viewer node here so that we'll be able to see it over here when you render. So now just hit render and wait. So here it is, guys. This is the final render. So I think we are done for now. And in the next tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to animate the whole tunnel scene and everything. Yeah. So that's it for now, guys. Thanks so much.